Welcome to DuHu Academy. Today, we are doing a grade 3 EQAO sample test together. Let's get started. The first question is 87 plus 15. This is the way how to do the question. First, you add the 87 and 5, which gives you 92. And then you add the remaining 10, which equals 102. But to be sure of this answer, you can see this calculator tool on the EQAO tests on the far right. Click it, and then a calculator shows up. Type in 87 plus 15, which gives you a total of 102. Which statement about this rectangular-based prism is true? It has 4 faces, 12 edges, 6 vertices, or 7 rectangular faces. First option is it has 4 faces. Let's count the faces. There's one here, one on the other side, one on the top, one on the bottom, one here and one here, for a total of 6 faces. So this answer is incorrect. And this answer is also incorrect because it says it has 7 rectangular faces, but in reality it has 6. So this is also incorrect. Let's count the vertices. There's one vertex here, 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 and here, for a total of 4 vertices on this side. And it also has 4 vertices here, 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 and here. Vertices are just like corners of a shape where 3 faces meet. And we already talked about faces. So it has 8 vertices in total. So this answer is also wrong. The answer is that it has 12 edges. Drag and drop the steps into the code to move the turtle onto the lily pad in 3 steps. First, we need to get over here. How many spaces does the turtle need to go forward? It needs to go 1, 2, 3 spaces forward. So let's put it in our code. Next, it has to turn this way. Does it turn a half turn clockwise, or does it turn a quarter turn clockwise? First, we need to know what clockwise and counterclockwise are. Sorry, this is counterclockwise. This is counterclockwise. This way is clockwise. Where clock moves, it's clockwise. Where clock doesn't move, it's counterclockwise. So this way is counterclockwise. And it's also a quarter turn. So this is the answer. Next, how many more spaces do we need to go forward? We need to go 1 and 2 more spaces. So 2. This pictograph shows information about the number of trees planted in a forest over 4 days. The key is that each tree represents 10 trees. How many more trees were planted on day 4 and day 2? We've got to find the total amount in day 4 and day 2 and subtract them. First, day 4 has 40 trees because 10 trees times 4 is 40 trees. And day 2 is 25 because 10 trees times 2.5 trees is 25. So 40 minus 25 is 15. But to be sure of your answer, you should always check the calculator tool on the far right. Which is 15. pattern starts at 60 and decreases by 2 each time. It goes 60, 58, 56. So 60 minus 2 is 58. 58 minus 2 is 56. And 56 minus 2 is 54. So it can't be these two. 54 minus 2 is 52. 52 minus 2 is 50. So it's 54 and 52. This is the correct answer. These base 10 materials represent the number 312. What base 10 materials need to be added to represent the number 368? We first need to find the difference between 368 and 312, which is 56. But check on the calculator to be sure. Which is 56. So which one of these answers is 56? So 6 tens and 5 ones is 65, because 60 plus 5 is 65. Same thing goes for here. It's 68. But here, 5 tens and 16 ones is 66. 4 tens and 16 ones is 56. Because 40 plus 60 equals to 56. So this is our correct answer. The perimeter of this rectangular postcard is 40 centimeters. What is the width of this postcard? So we know that this and this is both 12 centimeters. So if we add 12 plus 12, we'll get 24. And 40 minus 24 gives us the remaining centimeters of these two sides combined is 16. We can also see that they're the same size. So we have to just divide 16 by 2, which is 8. And the width of this postcard is 8 centimeters. Here's another question for you guys. What is the area of this postcard? Put it down in the comment section if you know the answer. But let's move on. An array is shown. One more circle is added to the end of each row. These are the rows. These are the columns. So if we add one more circle, it's going to be here, here, and here. Choose the expression that represents the new array. So the expression in an array always has to be multiplication. So it's not this addition here. Let's look at the array right now, and then we can add 1. 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we add one more circle to the end of each row, the number is going to change. So it's going to be 3 by 5 because that's what it is right now. And if we add one more, obviously it's going to change. So the answer is 3 by 6. Drag and drop the two shapes into the correct section of the Carroll diagram. So first we have this square, and it is yellow. It comes right here between square and yellow. This is not a square, and it's not yellow either. So it's this. Square, yellow, not a square, and it's not yellow. What is the appropriate unit to measure the thickness of a coin? So when you're measuring coins, it's really tiny. So let's go over the options. Meters, kilometers, centimeters, and millimeters. Meters is like a perimeter of house, and our coin is way smaller than the perimeter of the house. Kilometers is even larger, distance between places, like from Ontario to Quebec. And our coin is way smaller than that. Centimeters is like to measure the thickness, not the thickness, the length of a phone, computer, laptop, a tablet. You could use like any devices or suitcases or stuff like that. Like things in a normal life that is not too big nor too small. But our coin is way smaller than a phone or a laptop or any of that. So the answer is millimeters. We use millimeters for measuring a small ant or the thickness of a coin, like here. And millimeters is the smallest unit out of all of these options. Our last and final question is drag and drop 2 of the numbers into the boxes so that they are in order from least to greatest. So how we do this is we find a number in between these numbers, 508 and 529. A number that are between this number. First, 499 is less than 508. So the numbers only get bigger from here. So this is not going to appear here or here. Same goes for 506. It's less than 508. And the numbers only get bigger, so it can't be here or here. 510 fits between 508 and 529. So it goes here. 530 is the only number here that is greater than 529 because we know that these two numbers are less than 508. So they cannot come here or here. This is our answer. But wait, if we're wrong on one of them, we could get the question wrong. So you should review for your EQAO test. Question 1, 87 plus 15. Let's see on the calculator again. Yes, it's 102. Let's see if it has 12 edges. It has 4 edges on the top, 4 edges on the bottom side, and it also has 4 edges here, 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 and here. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. And it has 12 edges. So first, if we move 3 spaces forward, 1, 2, 3, we'll get here. And a quarter turn is either here or here, and it's counterclockwise, so it's this way. And then 2 spaces forward is 1 and 2. So how many trees were planted on day 4 than day 2? Let's see if it's actually 15 trees. So if we minus this by this, how many more trees? Meaning the difference, which is subtraction. So if we subtract this number from this number, we'll get 15. Let's see on the calculator again. It's 15, so we're correct. So 56 minus 2 is 54. 54 minus 2 is 52, and 52 minus 2 is 50. So we're right on this question too. We need to add 312 to this base 10 material. So we have 312 12, adding 40, which is 4 tenths, and 16, which gives us a total of 368. Let's add all the widths because we know these two are same and these two are same. 12, the perimeter is 12 plus 12 plus 8, the width plus 8, which is 40. The array, if we add one more circle, there would be 6, 6, and 6. 3 sixes, meaning 3 groups of 6 circles. This thing is a square and it's yellow. This thing isn't a square and it's not yellow, so we're right on this one too. The thickness of a coin, I said, would be really small. And if you add a coin, you can ask your parents to measure it with millimeters. Because if we measured it with, let's say, centimeters, it would be, if it's 1 millimeter and you measure it in centimeters, it's 0.1 centimeter. You still could do it, but the most appropriate unit would probably be millimeters. In terms of meters, if it was 1 millimeter, it would be 0.001 meter. And for kilometers, it would be 0.00001 kilometers. And the last question, the number between 508 and 529 is 510. A number greater than 529 is 530. Let's submit our work to see if we are correct. Our first question is correct. Our second one, our third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, eighth one, ninth one, 10th one, and the 11th one. Even if you're a good mathematician, you could still get some questions wrong. So if you review over your questions, you will find so many mistakes are so easy to erase and catch and then change the numbers. So please, after you're done your work, review your work at the end. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.